Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hello there. Come on in. Hey, lovey. Hey, Woo. Come on in, come on in, come on in. This is going to be such a good conversation. It's going to be a really good conversation because I need to let women get really clear on something. You're not blocked. You're not blocked. You're not blocked from getting the type of love you desire. You're not blocked from getting the type of money you want. You're not blocked from having the type of experience you want. You're not blocked from any of that. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Okay, so we're going to have a conversation today. You're not blocked. You are bracing. You're bracing for things to go wrong, and this is why money is repelled. Okay? Hey, I have news. I'm going to send it to you. And yes, blessings. Please send it to me. Please send it to me. I'm excited. I'm already excited. So, what we're talking about today is that, like I said, you're not blocked. You're actually bracing. And the gist of everything is basically going to be that why emotional safety is the root of feminine magnetism and consistent money. Emotional safety is the root of consistent money and feminine magnetism. So if you wanted to attract, if you have been wanting to attract more money into your business, if you've been wanting to attract more of the type of, women in your community, if you've been wanting to attract a certain type of man into your space, I'm here to tell you that emotional safety is the root of that. When you are emotionally safe, you stick to your boundaries. When you are emotionally safe, you don't make decisions that go against you. When you're emotionally safe, you look out for your best interests. Emotional safety is what the scripture is talking about in Proverbs 24:23 when it says to guard your heart above everything else. It's the root of everything is your emotional safety. So if you want consistent money, if you want to enhance your feminine magnetism, this is going to be the live for you. But I want to be very clear on who this is for and who this is not for. Okay? Because it ain't for everybody. It ain't for everyone. I'm just going to be honest. So the first thing I want you to do for me is to share this live with another amazing woman who fits into this category, because I'm going to drop off exactly who needs to be here and who does not need to be here. Okay? So let's start with this live is for women who have done the healing work but can't seem to hold consistent results. You know how to manifest, but you don't know how to sustain your manifestations, okay? So this is going to be a live for you. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, these likes, these comments. I greatly appreciate you. This live is also going to be for creatives and coaches and leaders that are stuck at a certain income ceiling. Okay, so if you can't get past, I had a young lady that was on here yesterday was saying she got really close to 200K, but she is struggling to hit 200K and go above 200K. Let me just tell you this, and I say this all the time. You only go as high as your beliefs, and you only expand as far as your circle or as wide as your circle. Okay, and I need you to understand that there is no ceiling or cap on the type of money that you can make. The reality is that the cap that you have on there right now is the one that you have placed. And so hopefully today, with me explaining to you why emotional safety is the root of feminine magnetism and consistent money, you'll grasp that understanding and we'll start shifting some things, okay? So again, this is for the women who've done their work, their healing work, but can't seem to hold what it is that they've manifested. This is also for coaches, creatives, and leaders who are stuck under a specific income ceiling. And this is also for emotionally aware and spiritually grounded women who are ready to lead without burning themselves out. Because that type of woman, that last woman, is basically who I used to be. Emotionally aware, spiritually grounded, ready to lead without burnout. But I was burning myself out because I was allowing everyone into my space, because I always seemed to be the one with the solutions. And if you are that type of woman where people always come to you and they're always seeking your knowledge and they're always seeking your answers, it's very easy for you to get burned out. Okay? So like I said, it's for those three types of women: the women who've done the healing work but can't hold or sustain what they've manifested, the coaches, the creatives, the leaders that are stuck at a specific income ceiling, and the emotionally aware, spiritually grounded women who want to lead without burning themselves out. Okay, this is who this live is going to be for. This is who it's going to benefit the most. Let me tell you who this live is not for. Okay, so we gonna let everybody do what they want to do. They need to leave the room. This live is not for women chasing hustle or looking for quick wins. I am not your girl. I teach and embody transformation. Women that come to work with me have made quantum shifts and going from making $250 an hour to getting up to $15K in offers. Women who have come to work with me have made energetic shifts from being homeless and trying to figure out where they're going to go with their children to manifesting a cabin home, her dream home on 200 acres of land in less than 30 days of us working together. July 6th, she came to work with me. August the 6th, she was signing the contract to go into her new home. So I specialize in the area of being able to support people in quantum shifting, but that is you understanding your energetics, that is you understanding yourself, that is you understanding how you operate and you being in alignment with that design, your feminine design. Thank you so much for these likes and these gifts. Like I said, this is not for women who are chasing quick wins or hustles. I'm not here to teach you how to hustle. Hustling makes you exhausted. That's why you're tired now, because you're listening to the programming of the people, and that's why you're tired. This live is also not for anyone avoiding emotional responsibility or nervous system work. Let me tell you something. If you in my chat right now, if you were in my live right now, and your whole life consists of you blaming your mama, you blaming your daddy, you blaming all of the men in your life for why your life is the way it is, you are now prepared to take emotional responsibility, and you are not ready to do nervous system work. This is not the live for you. You ain't ready to tell the truth, because nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply were not paying attention. And the reality is that you have to figure out which line you were in that forwarded the process and the progress of what you were in. You need to figure out what you was doing. Were you not paying attention? Did you get permission to some things? Did you make a decision to participate in some things? But this didn't just happen and you didn't realize what was going on. So if you are avoiding emotional responsibility, if you are avoiding the real nervous system work to attract what it is that you want and what you desire, then this is not the live for you. This is not the live for people who want another funnel. This is not another funnel. This is what I'm teaching today is a frequency shift. And I don't think you understand the importance of frequency shifting, okay? And if you don't, you really need to grasp the understanding now. You need to grasp it now. We're in the season right now where you don't have 30 days. You don't have 3 years. You don't have this. You need to be quantum shifting in 3 days, and you can. It's all about you getting your energetics together. Okay? So again, what we're talking about today is that you are not blocked. You are bracing. Okay? And this is why I'm going to tell you today why emotional safety is the root of feminine magnetism and consistent money. All right? So let's go ahead and get straight to it. You're not blocked. You're bracing. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. I'm sorry. My name is L. Antoinette. I'm a mentor to women of wealth and influence. And what I do specifically is that I mentor high caliber women to master wealth, influence, and feminine power. And we do this in such a way that we do not burn out, because it is authentic and it is who we are. It is what we embody. There is no act. There is no putting on. This is literally who you are. Okay? And who you are, authenticity is what attracts. So authenticity, originality, and creativity and genuineness will open doors for you, will get you into certain rooms. However, it is the character of who you are that is going to keep you in said rooms. So you can't have external success or sustain external success if you do not have a solid internal structure. Okay? So it is so vital and it is so important for you to pay attention today, because emotional safety is the root of feminine magnetism and consistent money. He said that I'm male, but the knowledge is very useful on my end. A lot of men, I work with men behind the scenes a little bit in some one-on-ones. So a lot of men buy different products and services from me and kind of work with me on the back end. So the information most definitely can be beneficial to anyone, because literally what I'm talking about and what I teach comes from scripture, science, and psychology. I ain't new to this. I'm very true to it. And you can go and look these things up for yourself. So thank you so much for sharing that perspective. I love when the men come into the chat and appreciate the work. Hey, Joseph. Joseph is another one that consistently comes and is in the chat and values. So, and the things that I teach, you can apply not only to life, but business, and relationships, because how we do one thing is normally how we do all things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. You're not blocked, you're bracing in emotional safety. I want to talk about why it's the root of consistent money, the root of consistent money and feminine magnetism. Okay, so the whole thinking that you're blocked or you're cursed or all these different type of things, none of these things probably are even true. You probably are literally just out of alignment. Okay. And I want to first, when we talk about alignment, I want to talk about, because people talk about alignment, but they don't talk about, well, where do you need to be? Align where? Like, so let's go ahead and get into that aspect, okay? Everything I give you going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. So if you struggle in the area of belief, okay, when it comes down to your ultimate creator, then you may struggle a little bit. But a lot of people have tend to come and listen to me, and this has pricked their interest in reconnecting with their creator. So however this hits and however it lands, I appreciate it either way it goes. So we're talking about alignment, specifically myself. I'm speaking about alignment in the form of you getting in alignment with your birthright. This is coming with the assumption that you understand your birthright, right? And your birthright according to John 10:10, okay? So one half of John 10:10 basically says that the Messiah has come to give you life and give you life abundantly. The key word, abundantly, right? Abundantly by definition, or abundance by definition, or abundant by definition basically means plentifulness. It means not lacking. It means always having. Okay, despite whatever may be happening around in other environments, you still are able to flourish. And so there is a track record, if you really pay attention and study scripture, of how people who were in community and in alignment with the one that created them, how no matter what famines were going on, they were still able to flourish during those seasons and during those times. What you have to understand about life is that when it comes down to time, there's two elements of time. There's Kairos time and there's Chronos time. Kairos time is your seasons, your ups, your downs, your ebbs, your flows, your highs, your lows. It is literally like the tide, right? Seasons, this is what happens. Everyone has them. The earth it's governed and it's based by them. So all of these things are connected. So if you don't manage your chronos time, which is your chronological time, your days, your seconds, your minutes, your hours, all of that, if you don't manage your chronos time properly, when it's time for you to be up because there's a high season, you won't even be able to come up. Because you were using your chronos time, you were wasting your chronos time investing in things that were not going to give you a return on that investment of time. Okay? Hey, lovey. So when you waste time doing things that you don't need to be doing, when it's a high season to be able to attract certain things, you don't have access to those things because you're still sitting on the lower vibrational scale of life, which is fear, which is anxiety. Worrying about how your bill's gonna get paid, it consistently is you sitting on the frequency of fear. And sitting on the frequency of fear does nothing but attract other people and other experiences into your environment that magnify that vibrational state that you are on. This is why if you have anxious attachment style, you call yourself saying that I am anxious attachment style. I don't know why y'all would say I am to anything, because when you lock in I am to something, it identifies you. And if you have your identity locked into being anxious, you will continue to attract people and experiences and have a relationship with money that is built on fear. So when I tell you it's extremely important for you to understand that when you accept your birthright, and let me go back, when you accept your birthright of abundance, it eliminates that fear. Because that means that you accept the reality that I didn't come to this earth on my own accord. I didn't come to this earth. I didn't even ask to come here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there has to be a responsibility for me to be cared for in some form or fashion. What does that look like? And if you are a feminine woman and you understand your feminine design, you understand the feminine is always provided for. When Eve got here, lights was on, food was ready, she had something to do, she wasn't by herself, all of these things. So if that was what happened for her, and the track record has been for everyone who has submitted to their birthright of understanding that it is their birthright to be taken care of, I have never seen where they have not been taken care of. I have never seen the righteous forsaken or begging for bread. It literally makes sense. But the issue at hand is that you're not on the right vibrational state, so you don't believe that. And you don't have the courage to walk out here and act like that. You don't have the courage to walk out here and exude the energy of that. And because of that, you struggle. You have inconsistency in your life. You have inconsistency in your business. And you call it being cursed. You call it being blocked. You call it all these different things. When in reality, you simply are out of alignment because you have not accepted your birthright of abundance. So this is what happens when you don't accept your birthright of abundance. You become your own enemy. So what does the first part of that verse say? It says the enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy. You thought the enemy was outside of yourself? Oh, you thought the enemy was outside of yourself. See, when you think the enemy is outside of yourself, that means that you have not acknowledged the dark aspects of yourself. See, you're not ready to take emotional responsibility for who you truly are and who you have been to yourself and what kind of scenarios that you've allowed yourself to be in because you did not honor yourself. You thought the enemy was outside of yourself. That's what you thought. Thank you, my love, for these likes and these gifts. Do you understand that the enemy, as in i.e. the devil, i.e. Satan, all these different things, do you understand that the enemy only has the power that you give it? Do you understand that? Shalom, sis. Do you understand that? Do you understand that the enemy does nothing but put what you want in front of you, what you idealize in front of you, what you idolize in front of you, and see exactly how you're going to respond to what it is that you want, what you're willing to do for it, how much you're willing to sell your soul for it, how much of your heart, your energy, your time, and all these things you're willing to give for it that you can't give back. How much are you willing to compromise the core of your identity and who you are to be able to have it? You are your own enemy, and guess what the enemy does? The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So when you become your own enemy and you refuse your birthright, that means that you begin to steal your own joy because you begin to do things that don't really fulfill you. They actually steal from you. They don't fulfill you. They steal from you. And so you slowly but surely begin to eat away because you begin to steal your own joy by the decisions and the choices that you make or the inactions that you don't take. Okay? So you are literally stealing your own joy. And you're going to get to a point to where you steal so much of your joy and so much of your joy is gone that you are going to graduate to the experience of killing your own confidence. Because when there is no joy in life, there is no belief. There is no belief in self. There is no belief that you can create a new reality. And guess what happens? What does it say? It says the enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy. And guess what happens when you steal your own joy? You kill your own confidence. You break your spirit until you self-destruct. It is a very easy path to self-destruction. You are not paying attention. You are not paying attention, and some of you are slowly sabotaging your quality of life experience, all because you don't understand this concept around self. One of the things that I teach my clients is I teach self-mastery because I have to continue to master self, and I've had to master a lot of different aspects of myself. And for many of you who've been following me, you know the story, you know all of that jazz. But I need you to understand that when you are not choosing alignment, you are choosing to become your own enemy. So when you find yourself not being able to sit on the frequency of joy, which is a spiritual fruit, and it tells you in scripture that under the fruit there is no law. Under the fruit you can do no wrong. Ha! Under the fruit your life is going to be well. Ha! Do you understand that? But if you can't get to the fruit because you become your own enemy, you can't do anything but self-destruct in relationships, self-destruct in business, self-destruct in life. This is a reality. So when I say that, you're not blocked, sweetie. You're not blocked. You're bracing because you're out of alignment. And when you're out of alignment, you're out of the realm of protection, and you got to watch your back, and you're always on defense. You're always looking around. You're paranoid. You don't trust nobody. But the reality is you don't trust yourself. So your body is really tired of breaking its own heart. Because let me go ahead and get to it. This live isn't about chasing another strategy. This is about why you feel inconsistent. Even though you've done all the mindset work, you wrote down all the things, you bought the TikTok journals, you've done all those other things, and you still are in a space to where you are struggling. If you feel powerful one week and then feel invisible the next week, then this is your room. Right here. We can address it. If your clients are disappearing, if your voice is wobbly and shaky, if your income is surging, then it dips. Then this is your signal that we need to have this conversation, because emotional safety is the root of feminine magnetism and consistent money. So we need to get to the root of the issue, and that's what we're going to do today. Got it? All right. So I want to dispel these myths. Like, you're not failing at attracting, right? You're not failing at attracting the right type of client. You're not failing at attracting the right type of, community. You're not failing at trying to attract the type of men that you want in your space. You literally are just preparing to be let down again. That's the energy signal that you're sending out. This is why results feel really consistent. This is why results feel really inconsistent. As women, we really have to be careful and really have to be thinking long term, because we have to guard our hearts. And it's very important, because you are not meant to go through heartache after heartache after heartache after heartache. You were not designed for that. You were not meant to relationship hop. This is why when people talk about there's no such thing as boyfriends in the Bible, this is why. Oh my God. No. Because here's the reality of the situation when it comes to things like that. When you are hopping from person to person to person to person and continuously being let down and let down and let down and let down, that is going to position you to become jaded. That is going to position you to harden your heart. That is going to position you to block the very thing that you desire, and you will become a repellent to love, to money, to experiences that create joy, because you have become your own enemy. You have become your own enemy because you're already preparing for the anvil to drop. And I understand, because when you've been through experience after experience after experience after experience that has cut you deep, at some point, however, you have to go back and assess how you participated, how you gave permission to those things, and how you signed up for those soul contracts so you can release yourself. You need to be released from that. I've never seen, and I say this all the time, I've never seen a person whose life consists of them always being messed over and them always being a victim. I've never seen a consistent or constant victim not be a bully first. I've never seen a consistent or a constant victim not be a bully first. You are a bully to yourself. Because why would you allow yourself to be in these type of experiences unless you believe that you deserve to continue get spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and possibly physically beat up? This is what you believe that you deserve on a subconscious level, because you have not reprogrammed your mind. You have not rewired your nervous system to recognize safety. And this is why you are attracted to the fireworks. And there's so much so that you can't recognize a fireplace, because there is a difference. There is a difference between fireworks and a fireplace, baby. And when you have not rewired and done the work within self, you will confuse the two, because you will confuse intensity for intimacy. Not realizing the importance and the connection between intimacy and income, because love and money sit on the same frequency, sweetheart. And you're not seeing that because you don't see yourself. So you're sitting around and you're preparing for another letdown again. The man that just came in hot, he pulled away. The client that said I'm in, they ghosted you. The launch that you had so much momentum for and you was ready to drop that product until fear snuck in. Your nervous system registered all of that. The whole thing about the body keeps stored, baby, because that's your nervous system keeping track. Your nervous system registered all of those things, and guess what? Now you're not manifesting. You're managing disappointment in advance. Manifestation means nothing if you can't sustain what you've manifested. That's why I don't get excited about manifestation. I don't even teach manifestation because it's too easy. It's too easy. It's easy work. I can teach you how to manifest in your sleep. Need some money by tomorrow? We can manifest that. It's not an issue. The thing is, though, can you sustain that? It's no point of it getting into your hand and then for it to be gone in just a few seconds. Y'all get excited about manifesting for what? You're constantly manifesting. You're excited about something because you don't understand that is what you have been doing this entire time. Ha! You get excited about something because you don't realize that you have been manifesting. Everything that's in your life right now has been a part of you manifesting it into your reality, you calling it into your space. So a man thinking in his heart, so is he. You are not above the program. You think you above the program? The true program? The true program? Not the lies you tell yourself, not the manifestation things you say in the mirror, not the affirmations. You think you above the program? How you gonna not touch the program and think you above the program? That's what got y'all thinking y'all better than y'all parents because y'all went to therapy and y'all got degrees and you got money now. When you ain't above the program, you just like them. Just in a different element, in a different way. You might wear an apple coat, but you're still a lemon under there, sweetie. That came from a lemon tree. And trust me, when pressure hits, pressure is going to reveal the juice. Because pressure either builds or reveals character. And that's what you need to understand. That's what you need to be really clear on. You're not manifesting. You are literally out here managing your disappointment in advance. You preparing for it to fail. Here you go, girl, yeah, I met this guy. Girl, but I ain't getting excited about it because you know how it go. You know, yeah, all this and all this and all that. Girl, because I'm not even doing this. You bring in the negative energy. Girl, you started a business. Girl, yes, but I've been doing this, doing that. Why do you think money wants to lock in with you when you at a low vibrational state? People who live at a low vibrational state can't keep money, sweetheart. Hello? Hi, love. Like, you can't keep money. I told y'all, money and men lock in on the same thing. If you ever want a better relationship with a man, now what type of relationship? You have to be clear on. But money and men lock in with you for the same reasons. And if you really think about it, you lock in with money for the same reasons. And I'm going to tell you the 3 reasons I've been telling y'all. I tell you all the time. Number 1, money locks in with high vibrational state. Number 2, money locks in with value. Number 3, money locks in with alignment. And if you don't believe me, let me show you how you lock into your relationship with money, whether it's piss poor or not. When you buy something, you're buying it because it fits exactly what it is that you're looking for, which is alignment. When you buy something, you are paying into something that you value, okay? And then you want it to give you a certain type of feeling so that you can feel high vibrational, don't you? Yeah. That's how money locks in with you. Men is the same way. You do the same thing. Men do it too. But because men are short-term thinkers, you got to be wise. You got to be wise. But see, as a woman, you should always be thinking long-term, because women, especially if you decide to give birth, if you decide to marry, that is a merger of bloodlines. That is a wealth building tool. And that is a power tool. So if you as a woman make a decision to join in union with a man, to join bloodlines, he is the creator of that legacy and you are the keeper of that legacy, which is why you should always be thinking long term and don't get me started. This is why you should be very careful about who you deal with, and you need to be looking at the character of the people that you are dealing with. And no, you're not listening to what they say. You're looking at how they treat other people. You're looking at how they treat janitorial staff. You're looking at how they treat their family. You're looking at all of these things. You are assessing if he kept the money when y'all went to McDonald's. Did he keep the extra money that the girl couldn't count in his pocket? He a thief. See, y'all don't catch the small stuff and you be trying to figure out, I don't know why he flipped like that. Loyalty fades where there's a lack of alignment. I want you to hear what I'm telling you. Loyalty fades when there is a lack of alignment. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Now let's talk about, we talked about how money locks in. Let's talk about how men lock in. Remember, men are short-term thinkers. Why did you end me if you didn't want a baby, sweetheart? Short-term thinking. He wanted to release. Good evening, good night. They need to release. He needed to release. You were a bucket for him to be released. He's not thinking long-term, which is why you are the keeper of the legacy, which is why you should always be thinking long-term. You always play in the long game. Everything you get into should be for the long game for you. Because most people are not thinking about the long game for you. Other people are looking about the short-term game from you. Okay? So you really have to pay attention to that because that is extremely vital. All right? Y'all can't hear me? Put a 1 in the comments if you can't hear me clearly. Because I want to make sure you can hear me clearly before I tell you about this lock-in on the short term when it comes down to men. Because y'all need to understand that. You are the keeper of the legacy as a woman when you choose to join blood and create a new bloodline. Okay? You are the keeper of that legacy. And you need to be considering, do you want to keep this person's legacy? Don't piss me off. That's why I don't be wanting to hear this stuff. If you didn't want this, why did you? They're short-term thinkers. They are short-term thinkers. We are the long-term. And it's not wrong that they're short-term thinkers. They are designed to be on alert, even from how their reproductive organs work. It's the reason why they need to be immediate and stand up. They need to be alert for war. They need to be ready. They need to be quick thinkers. All these things go into understanding the masculine, but you can't understand the masculine if you don't understand the feminine first. And the feminine is longevity minded. Y'all ain't paying attention to these numbers. Men be leaving the earth. Husbands be leaving their wives in a form of death. And you are the keeper of that legacy. So what we talking about right now? You need to be thinking long term. And then you want to be with somebody who ain't even got no life insurance. Don't piss me off. Seriously, you need to be thinking about your long game. Wake up from the Disney fairy tale. Because it is not a joke and it is not a game. You are not blocked. You are bracing yourself for more disappointment. Emotional safety is the root to consistent income and feminine magnetism. Now we talked about how money locks in with you, alignment, value, and high vibrational state. Let's talk about it from the aspect of men. And whatever relationship that they want to have with you, I want you to pay attention to the key words of what I say after I say it, because I'm going to say at that time. Because again, they are short-term thinkers. Okay? So, a man will lock into a form of a relationship with you if you are in alignment with his goals at that time. That's number one. Why is that? Because men value purpose over connection. I'm telling you masculine psychology right now. You understand? I'm telling you this, and I'm telling you this as someone who has supported women in elevating their marriages. I'm telling you this as someone who has supported my clients in attracting better dating experiences. I'm telling you this as someone who is supporting my client in attracting a whole fiance. I'm not telling you nothing I don't know. And I was married for 8 years. So I'm not telling you something that I don't know. I'm telling you what it is. They value purpose over connection. Do you understand? So they're never going to put you above the program. See, all this, I need time, I need you to do this. If he ain't got the program together, if the purpose ain't hitting, he don't even need to give you no time, no way. Because he's not prepared. They value purpose over connection. We value connection over achievement. Okay? This is why you're supposed to have good community and connection with your girlfriends, okay? This is why you're not supposed to abandon your girlfriends when you get somebody, okay? Because we are the communal sex. Do you understand that? We are the ones that are community driven. Men are not community driven, which is why when they want to go and deal with their problems, they want to be alone. We're the community ones. But no, you want to abandon all your friends when you get somebody like an idiot. Don't. I need you to understand that the way that they operate is at that time, he may lock into a relationship with you if whatever is going on in that experience is in alignment with his current goals. Keyword current, short term. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. So let's get to the next one. He may also lock into some form of a relationship with you if he values what he can get at that time. Yeah. And he might value your box at that time. But just because he values your box at that time does not mean he values the body that comes with the box. Okay? It's just at that time, you are of value, you are of use. Okay? Short-term thinking here. So we have alignment at that time, we have value at that time, and we have high vibrational state. How good you make me feel at that time. Everybody understand? Everybody clear? Money and men operate on the same frequency. This is why when women come to work with me, normally if they have issues around money, they normally have issues around food. They have issues around men as well. All of these things are connected, and I help women correct that. Which is why my clients come to me, like I said, they attract better partners. They improve their relationships. My clients have lost anywhere. I've had clients lose from 50 pounds to 70 pounds, reverse health conditions and issues, okay? And turn around and make more money. All because they got them energetics together. You are not blocked. Okay? You're bracing for your next hit because you have not reprogrammed your mind, and you have not rewired your nervous system to be able to accept safety, which is why you keep doing this up and down. Fireworks in your business. 1 minute you're taking off. You got money coming in. The next minute is dry. Bone dry. Because you're looking for fireworks and not understanding that you need a fireplace. And in order to have a fireplace, it requires steadiness. And steadiness scares a lot of you because it's boring to you, right? But it's giving you a better quality of life, but you don't realize that because it's boring to you, right? It's not giving you the fireworks when you need steady. You need steady. And you know why? You trying to fight steady when you need steady. And this is what women have to understand. How is it that you're trying to fight steady and call yourself wanting to be married? How do you call yourself wanting or fighting against being steady and you want to be married? Do you understand that women value security and stability? That's why we like masculine men. That's why you're around here asking and wanting men to protect and provide and do that, because that is an innate thing that we have on the inside of us. We have a drive. We desire that, which is why a lot of us are attracted to power or the illusions of power and powerful men, because we like stability. We enjoy it in men. We enjoy when a man is able to tell us, hey, if you can tell me what to do and he actually can tell you what to do and he tell you what to do, you get turned on. Why? Because you are enthralled and enamored and turned on by stability and security. And this is why you ask for marriage. But do you understand that stability and security requires order? And do you also understand that though that's what we value, men value freedom and autonomy. They value freedom and autonomy. They don't like you trying to control them. That's why you trying to take his freedom. He already feel like he got to get up every single day and work hard and be a man. Nobody cares about him, so I got to do all this stuff. And you think you going to hold me down too? That's why I'm running away from you. That's why I'm running away from you. You are repellent to me because you are trying to control me. You are trying to tell me what to do. You are trying to lock me in, and I have not seeking to be locked in with you. That's the silent part. I'm not ready for a relationship that with you is silent. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the money. The for that is silent. You need to be able to really kind of pay attention to what exactly is happening here in this space with women, because I don't think women really grasp that. I think you don't really understand what's happening. You are not blocked. You are just literally bracing yourself for the next impact because you are used to the up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down drama in your life. And that is your reality. So let's get into the pattern that a lot of women tend to pick up when they get in this space of them acting like this or being in this way, right? It's performance disguised as protection. That's what I like to call it. This is the moment I want you to really catch and understand. You lower your goals to stay safe. Some of you are not living to the fullness of how you should be living because you feel like if you get too high that nobody's going to be attracted to you and you're going to be alone. So you hold yourself back and you make yourself look small and you shrink, even though it's smothering you, even though it's suffocating you. You shrink and you stay small. So you are palatable. So you are digestible. Because you don't think anyone would be able to be attracted to you if you got so big and you really allowed yourself to glow and grow. That is, again, rooted in lack. Rooted in lack. Currently going through a divorce, and I feel like after this, I'm going to elevate. I wasn't even going to say anything about this, but I'll share this with you. Right after I got divorced, right after I filed for divorce, I hit my first $10,000 month in business. That catapulted me to being able to create a six-figure plus business from the ground up without hustling. I spent the next 2 years traveling the entire country and the entire world, and I had no idea what I was going to do. But I got rooted, and I became an emotional safe space for myself. And I was able to do that using the scripture and understanding spiritual law and knowing how to utilize it to elevate my life and understanding the science of myself. So I stopped working against my feminine design and I lost 100 pounds. And then I turned around and began to study my lineage and understand where the women and find the loops and the voids and the different things like that that I could not see beforehand. And I began to look at all of my relationship experiences and make all pinpoints of how I participated, how I gave permission, where I was not paying attention, and I took ownership for my light and my dark. And in me doing that, I have been able for the last 3 years to live the life that I have truly desired, attract the type of men that adore and adorn me, and really wake up with a boatload of joy. A boatload of joy. So when I tell you, sometimes there are situations and scenarios that happen in life that catapult you to the next level. And that was one of them for me. That was one of them for me. So, yes, if you feel like you're about to elevate, all you need to do is align your actions so that you can elevate. And if I can help you with that, come on over here, baby. Because we get it done. Come on over here, sweets. Because we get it done. So, like I said, let's go back to the pattern. Performance disguised as protection that a lot of women like to do. And again, this is the moment I want you to really catch. Stop trying to lower your goals to stay safe, to shrink, or to be small, or to be palatable, or to do any of those things. Thank you. I appreciate it. Stop doing that. Stop shrinking. Understand that whatever level you need to leave in order to come up, you got to know that there are already people that are going to meet you there. You got to know that there are already people that are going to meet you there. They're up there waiting on you to come up. The community you want is waiting on you to come up. The money you want is waiting on you to come up. All of these things are waiting. They're available. You think that if you allow yourself to leave the frequency or the vibrational state of fear and you come into the vibrational state of courage, which is the first high vibrational state, that people are not going to meet you there? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that the Most High would allow you to come up and leave you? Okay? And leave you just sitting there with no support and no help and none of that. Do you really believe that? You have to know that when you make a decision to raise your vibrational state, that people are going to fall off or people are going to rise up. And you have to be prepared for both. You have to be prepared for both. But it's your faith and understanding that you're never going to be alone that supports you in rising. Everything is rooted in your beliefs. Beliefs impact biology, and biology influences the way that you behave. This is exactly why when women have pregnancy scares, you're doing all those throwing up, all this and all that, and you get to the doctor, and all of a sudden you ain't pregnant, and then all of a sudden, guess what? You stop throwing up. Your nose is closed now. Yada, 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 yada. You are that powerful where you can trick your brain into your body into believing something that's not even real. So just imagine if you took that same type of energy and you imported and imprinted something in your mind, a belief so real that you activated it and you changed your whole life. That is what I do. That is what I've done with for a multitude of people, women, men, anyone who's been in real relationship with me has been transformed. They will tell you this from their own mouths. They will tell you this from their own mouths. So the thing is, you have to understand and stop trying to play small or play safe. You have to operate according to the vibrational state that is authentic to you. And what's authentic to you is the spiritual fruits, love, peace, joy. It's not a coincidence that the vibrational scale has those things sitting at the top. It tells you in scripture, under the fruit there is no law. Under the fruit there is no law. There is nothing that you can do wrong from the frequency of love, joy, peace, kindness. There is what wrong can you do? What wrong can you do? That's what forced me to leave when I was getting physically sick next to him. Yeah, the body will tell you. The body most definitely will tell you. Stop lowering your goals for those who are lowering their goals to stay safe. A lot of you are leading with mystery and not magnetism and wondering why you're attracting the type of people into your space, friendship-wise and romantic-wise. Let me explain something to you. Authenticity attracts, okay? And when I say authenticity, I'm speaking about your authentic frequency, your authentic vibrational state, not what you put on. Let me tell you something about men that women really need to understand. See, we as women, we are the masters of intuition. Men are the masters of energy reading. This is why you can say to them, I'm fine, and they know you're not fine. It's just whether or not that man feels like you're worthy, or he feel like investigating what the real deal is. But it's not that they don't know. They know when the energetics is off. They know when you mad. They know all these things. You know what I'm saying? They're the masters of energy reading. We are the masters of intuition. When we feel something and we know something and we are in tune with self, you are not crazy. And it really does not call for you to go and ask other people's opinion about what said or what was happening on the inside of you. And so a lot of you are treating people like you're talking to them, like you're talking to the police. You're being indirect. You're not being authentic. And what you are attracting is basically a representation of who you are, because you will always meet yourself. You will always meet yourself. Every person that you meet in every single experience is nothing but a reflection of a different angle of your mirror. And if you have not cleaned your mirror, if you have not really assessed and looked at yourself, then you are the narcissist that you attract. Because narcissistic people, let me say this too, because a lot of people get this confused. Narcissism in general, like rooting of it, it's a spirit. And it's a spirit that is a truly weak spirit. And I'm going to break it down for you so you can get some understanding. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. A narcissism spirit is weak because it believes that it's not powerful. And because it believes that it is not powerful and it lacks power, it steals and siphons power from other people, which is why it's easy for them to go on to the next supply, because they are trying to get more power, because power makes external power from others, and siphoning power from others makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel in control. It makes them feel that kind of way. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. Now, let me tell you why the narcissist is a mirror to your life, whether you want to accept it or not. The narcissist is a mirror to your life because the narcissist spirit outsources power. So if you are trying to outsource love, which is a high level power, it is a high level power. So if you are trying to outsource love instead of giving yourself love first and being the first example of love to yourself, then the experience that you will continue to have is that you are trying to outsource love from other people. And if you are trying to outsource love, which is a power source, and the narcissist is trying to outsource power because it feels like it makes them powerful, then how are you much different from the said narcissist? How are you different from said narcissist? You both are trying to outsource power. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. You both are trying to outsource power because you believe that you lack it. See, you look for somebody else to love you because you don't have enough love for yourself. You think that you're lacking love But you are lacking love. You're lacking the love of self because you don't understand the elements of love. Love is a two-part element, sweetie. There is self-love, that one element, and then there is also the element of external love, love from others. You are surrounded by love, but because you don't feed and fuel the fire of self-love, which is the most important element that attracts water, which is the external love, because you don't set yourself on fire with the logs of self-respect, boundaries, honoring yourself, honoring your vessel, because you don't fuel the fire of self, water is not attracted to you in your mind. Though you are surrounded, though you have your mother, though you have your family, though you have friends, though you have people who love you, but you are sacrificing yourself for the love of a man because you lack the fire within yourself. You are not a self-starter. Love is an experience that you have to be a self-starter. You understand what I'm saying? If you want love to match you and meet you, then you have to be a self-starter in the element of love. Start the fire. You have to be the fire starter. The water will come. The water you will find is in abundance when you set yourself on fire. Y'all are missing it. Y'all are missing it, and you're trying to be mysterious and hide and do all this extra stuff and play all these games and do all of this instead of being your authentic magnetic self. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I don't perform. I don't pretend. I only embody the energy that I am. Either you are going to rise to the occasion to be able to access, enjoy, and experience the energy that I provide that is me, or you are simply going to be, the door is going to be closed on you because you don't understand how to value that type of experience. Point blank, period, the end. Point blank, period, the end. I ain't finna play no mystery game with you. I ain't finna sit around and play games with you. Oh, I don't know if I want to. I don't like that. I don't want that. I'm very direct in that aspect. See, I don't play the indirect. If it ain't directed, I don't respect it. As the children say. I don't have that in me, so I'm not going to play mental gymnastics to try to see if you playing games. One thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm going to ask the Most High about everybody I interact with, and the Most High going to tell me about you. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I explained to them, I said, don't put me in a position to where the Most High has to tell me something that you should have told me. Because the dynamics of how I deal with you is going to shift. Because you better understand that the Most High is never going to allow me to be blindsided, because nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply ain't paying attention. And I'm always paying attention. I'm always paying attention. I'm not easily enamored. Okay? I'm not easily enamored by how attractive you are. I'm not easily enamored by your charm, sweetheart, because I understand how this goes. Authenticity will get you through the door, but your character gonna keep you in the room with me, or your character and pressure. Pressure reveals and builds character. And I just have a natural energy within me that lights a fire underneath you, whether I even say a word. So you're going to feel the heat, and either you're going to reveal yourself. You're going to reveal yourself. But I'm not playing this mystery game. Stop all this leading with mystery instead of your magnetism. Stop it. Stop it. You market from performance and not power. You're doing everything that people are telling you that you should be doing instead of doing the very thing that you know internally that you should be doing. It's like going to the doctor and you saying that I have this horrible pain going on, or you're in a serious surgery and you like, I feel this pain, and the doctor's telling you, you don't feel that. You don't feel that. You're not in pain. You don't know what you're talking about. My degree says you don't know what you're talking about, but you're the one feeling the pain. You the one feeling yourself losing breath. You the one feeling yourself having this experience. But you go home instead of stepping into the truth of what you know and what you feel and advocating for yourself. This is what happens a lot. You marketing from performance, not from standing from a space of power. Y'all don't stand on business for real. Y'all just like to play. You're not inconsistent. That's not even your issue, because we are creatures of habit. Do you realize that? We are creatures of habit. You're not inconsistent. You're dysregulated. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between a failed launch or a broken heart, baby. You crashing on both. And you should not be in experience after experience where your heart is being broken after broken after broken after broken. It just should not be. Let me tell you something, and I'm just tell you the truth. If you have been in 3 relationships, now I'm a relationship girl. The guys want to get with me. They want to either get married or be with me for long term. So I'm a relationship girl, okay? In a sense of, I would say this correction. I'm not a relationship girl because y'all know I don't do boyfriend girlfriends. I am a long term. I give long term energy, and that is because I'm always focused on the legacy, my own first. So if I'm going to join bloodlines, if we're going to create and we have this bloodline going, it's got to make sense to me. It has got to make huge, huge sense to me. So all this back and forth, breaking up, being with somebody, breaking up, and doing other. Let me tell you something. If you have been in 3 relationships, 1, 2, 3, include marriages if you want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. You get what I'm telling you? 3. I don't care if you have 5, 1, 2, and 3. If you have been in at least 3 relationships and you have walked away and your heart has been broken and you would turn around saying, this right here, this person is, this why I'm like this, you need to do an assessment immediately. If you just hit your 3rd one and you realizing you the problem. See, first time, okay, we learning, we growing, supposed to be. Second time, we applying, we implementing, we're assessing. 3rd go around, if you keep running into the exact same scenario, you need to assess yourself. And you need to assess how you're contributing to this chaos. You have to. Because the quality of your life depends on it. And you don't have time to be walking around here with a hardened heart either, because that's going to make you pray. You know what a hardened heart does? Time to be walking around here with a hardened heart either, because that's going to make you pray. You know what a hardened heart does for a very wicked man? A woman that has a hardened heart or appears to be so strong and she can't be broken and all of this, that man makes it his mission to break her down like a fraction. Because she finds so much pride in trying to perform that she's protecting herself. I got boundaries. I know my worth. You're speaking all of these things. And see, the real ones know when you about it, you ain't got to talk about it. See, the real ones know the scripture says they will know you by your fruit. That's why they know you a joke. Because the minute you holler about you're abstinent and you ain't finna do this. See, this is why they try you like that. You on the first date, I'm abstinent. If you thought we was finna do that, well, I ain't finna do all that. And this ain't finna happen. And then he don't even try you this go round. But the next time y'all have another day, it's a little bit more intimate. And he trying you. And you ovulating around that time. So guess what? Now you go. Now he don't believe nothing else you say. Because again, your words don't do nothing. When you say something to a man, baby, he looking at that like, I'm finna get it. Okay, let's figure out how we're going to do this. See, that's why you don't talk about it. You be about it. Exactly. They like the challenge. You don't talk about it. You actually be about it. And the truth is, your energy gives that you ain't really about that, which is why they try you the way they do. Because you out here trying to talk it up. When really you trying to convince yourself. That's what you need to be saying in the mirror to yourself before you go on these dates. I'm abstinent. I'm this. I'm that. You need to be affirming yourself then. You need to be telling them. What you telling them for? What you telling them for? And this is coming from somebody who had amazing dating experiences. And baby, none of these folks never even touched me. They even got to look at nothing. Gifts, all that. Ain't giving up not a net. I also don't come into the space. I'm this. No, baby. See, it's a way to do everything. It's strategic. You don't understand your feminine design, your own magnetism. You don't understand that. And your nervous system is telling on you. Your nervous system is saying to you, receiving authentically and receiving for real is risky. So you start protecting yourself from the very thing that you want. This is why when you meet somebody and you're like, oh my God, he's a good person. But then you start self-sabotaging, doing all this crazy stuff. Oh my God, they just paid me $20,000. So then you come and start doing all this crazy stuff. Start doing all this crazy stuff because receiving does not feel natural and authentic to you because you have not rewired your nervous system. And as much as people are talking about you need to regulate your nervous system, I'm the only one that I know for sure that's telling you how to do it. I've taught classes on how to regulate your nervous system to get your money right. I have taught classes on regulating your nervous system to get yourself together when it comes down to love. Because you can't hold something. You can't sustain something that you don't feel safe with. Period. This is why a lot of you can't even release when y'all out here giving y'all bodies up. You can't even release. I'm not surprised at the numbers of women that can't release. Because a lot of you do you understand that releasing and releasing requires emotional safety? Y'all are out here giving your body up to people you don't feel safe with and wondering why you don't release. You are settling just to be touched when nobody ever really even felt you. See, these are the things that you're doing and how you're shrieking when your nervous system is out of whack like that. When you like the trauma. See, some of y'all, the drama is a byproduct of the trauma, the internal trauma that you continue to up, down, up, down. Okay? So again, your nervous system has learned that receiving is risky, so it starts protecting you from that. And the energetics send, get away from me. Get away from me. It took me a very long time to realize that the 100-pound coat that I wore on top of my body when I was 100 pounds heavier was because I didn't want people to look at me. But I also was the type of person that was loud. I was also the type of person who would get you together immediately. I'm finna snap you up. People will tell you, like I said, there's horror stories about me. There's beautiful stories about me. And then there's horror stories about me in my 20s. Believe both of them. Okay? Because they're both real. So I didn't realize that I wore that weight as a protection because I really didn't want people to see me, and I was performing protection. And what that weight was revealing about me is that I lacked self-control and emotional control, and I lacked the ability to regulate my emotions, so I ate them. See, this is how I'm able to teach women to come out of that. Because you don't really realize what's really going on. Why are all of your celebrations around food? You were trained that way. Why are all your dates? Baby, men don't take me. They know. You want to get to know me. You really want me to have fun. You really want to enjoy me. Take me horseback riding. Take me exciting. Take me on an adventure. Take me to an experience. Don't take me to dinner. Take me to dinner. Why are all your celebrations centered around food? Go, girl, congratulations. Let's go get something to eat. No. Training programming. Okay? Training programming. So let's go ahead and get into this aspect of it too, because I want you to grasp this. You're so welcome. All praise to the Most High. And congratulations to those who will be joining me in the masterclass. I'll talk more about that towards the end, and I'll talk more about, it's been a lot of women inquiring about my 6-week program that's starting on the 15th. Yes, y'all. I do have those spots available. I am running it at that range for those first 5, and I'll get into that in a second because y'all been beat my dough down. Beat my inbox down and beat my email down. Yes, I'm gonna have the information for the 6-week program too, and everything. You can look into it, okay? So, but I want you to get this too, because a lot of people need to understand that by 2027 and by 2027 to 2030, the 9 to 5 is going to be phased out. Okay. You're going to find people doing things like picking up shifts, kind of like how Amazon started a thing a couple of years ago. You're going to be seeing like little shifts and different stuff like that to be able to get cash flow. I'm telling you to get your mind right. I told y'all 3 years ago about the stuff that's happening right now and how it's happening right now. I told y'all 3 years ago. So I ain't just telling you something. I'm telling you what it is. So again, everybody's going to be shifted into or forced into probably entrepreneurship if you are not in entrepreneurship right now. So here's the thing I need you to understand though. If you are in the entrepreneurship range, field, or if you are going into that field, right? Here's a serious stat that just came out in 2024. 87.7% of entrepreneurs report at least one mental health struggle, anxiety, burnout, and depression. I'm going to say that again. Did you hear that percentage I said? 87.7% of entrepreneurs report at least one mental health struggle, anxiety, burnout, or depression. Okay? The source is the Founders Report, and the study came out in 2024, which was not that long ago. I prepare women, and when I say I mentor women, high caliber women, to master wealth, to master influence, and to master power without burning themselves out, I teach them how not to be in the space of anxiety. I teach them how not to be in the frequency of depression. I teach them how to be in the present because I help them understand time. When you begin to understand the concept of self, of a concept itself of time from a spiritual perspective, scripturally, when you understand it from a scientific perspective, this is why you can have a chronological age and a biological age. See? When you understand time, you are able to manage your time properly, and you don't spend your time investing in things that do not get you to where you are trying to go. Okay, so that's my client. The biggest thing I teach, the root of it, is understanding time on a spiritual level, a scientific level, on a psychological level, and then also understanding your feminine design, because these things are extremely important, extremely vital. So again, 87.7% of entrepreneurs report a mental health struggle, anxiety, burnout, or depression. Nobody talks about how emotional exhaustion wrecks you. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for that. Nobody talks about how emotional exhaustion wrecks your money, it wrecks your relationships, it wrecks your health. Okay? If you are magnetizing from a nervous system that does not feel safe to hold what you say that you want, that's why you leak power. That's why you're so easily triggered. That's why it's easy for you to just allow people to drain you. Okay? This is why you start off strong and you're like, I'm executing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then everything collapses. This is why when love feels stable and steady and good, you start sabotaging it because you're waiting on the anvil to fall. Okay? It is because you are in a space where you are emotionally exhausted. And emotionally exhaustion repels what it is that you want. It repels money. It repels attracting the type of relationships that you want friendship-wise. It repels romance, because who wants to be around a bitter Betty? When you are exhausted, you are not pleasant. Some of y'all, hell, will even say, when I get hungry, I got an attitude. You are not pleasant when you are malnourished and you are exhausted. So you become a repellent to anything that is good, because anything that is good and positive and healing and healthy, you ain't on the same frequency in that, and you gonna damper on that. And people with that energy and in that space are not going to allow you to do that to them. Okay? They're just not. So if you understand this, and this is for you and you've been on this life for a minute, there are two places that I take my clients, and I want you to see the shift that we do. I'll come back and I answer that question. Don't let me forget. Okay? Number one, the first thing is what I'm going to be doing in Monetize Like a Muse, which is a masterclass that's happening on 5/13. You can click the link in the bio to get access to it. It's $175. You can get a recliner, Affirm, and Afterpay. Yes, when you click on it, it's going to be a PDF file. You're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you have two options on how you can work with me. You can come to class, and in the Monetize Like a Muse class, this is where we front face me. You can come to class, and in the Monetize Like a Muse class, this is where we front face. In that class, this is where we're going to front face fix your magnetism. We need to fix your magnetism, okay? Your magnetism in the area of your messaging, your magnetism in the area of your alignment, your magnetism in the area of your energetic marketing patterns. The women who have already purchased tickets to the masterclass received a gift from me. I have a special, and I do mean special because nobody else has this. I have a very specific tool, AI, that I have created, okay? It is my own personal AI bot that I created for women who bought this class. And when they come in, they're going to take a quiz of 5 questions. And after those 5 questions, that quiz is going to reveal to them 2 to 3 monetizable skills that they have immediately that's rooted in their identity, who they are, and they have to bring those 2 to 3 monetizable skills to class because they need to be prepared to get this money. So my clients, so women who buy this class, I'm literally giving you that right there. That AI bot itself is a $10,000 value system, because what I am teaching you and I'm allowing you to see is what you have within you. According to scripture, it says you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8 and 12. And when you purchase a ticket to my masterclass and you get access to that bot, you get to see on the front end what those monetizable skills are currently in 2025 and how you can use them 2025 and beyond to make that bag. So I'm not just teaching you a class. That's before you even get in class. You have access to that, okay? The next thing that you're going to learn, thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes, is you're going to learn my triple stream monetization method. Okay, you're going to learn how to monetize your story, monetize your skill, and monetize your signal. Monetizing your signal is the most important one because it has a lot to do with your magnetism. Okay, so when I say your story, I'm going to come back to that, love. When I say your story, you're going to learn how to sell your transmission, like what it is that you actually offer. When I say your skill, you're going to learn how to package the skill set that's been revealed to you through my bot. You're going to package it from a place of authority and authenticity and individuality and not performance, which is going to make you more attractive because you're not going to be speaking the jargon that everybody else is speaking. You're going to be speaking the language that is in alignment with you, and the people who resonate are going to invest revenue, point blank, period, the end. I'm not new to this. I'm very true to it. Okay? Also, when it talks about your signal, monetizing your signal, I'm speaking about calibrating your marketing to match your receiving capacity and how you're able to call in. So this literally is for the woman who knows that she's powerful, but she's stuck under a money ceiling. If your income doesn't match your energy, this is your first step. If you know that you're a powerful person, people always come to you, this is going to be your first step, because truthfully, you don't have time, energy, attention, or money to go get another degree or go get any other certificates or anything else. You need to amplify the skill sets that you have in front of you. It tells you in Proverbs 8 and 12, you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. It also tells you in Proverbs that your gifts will make room for you. But how are you going to get access to those gifts, and how are you going to get access to those rooms, and how are those things going to make room for you if you don't tap in? If you're not aware. So if you come to class, Monetize Like a Muse, you're going to be aware. I'm literally supporting you and walking away with a $10,000 skill set that you have in your hand. If you choose not to do nothing with it, baby, that's on you. And as someone who has supported women and have frameworks to support women in going from 5 figures to 6 figures and 6 figures to multi 6 figures, I would think that that would be pretty valuable in a society right now, especially with everything that is going on. I'm just saying. So if that is where you are, you've hit the money ceiling, then Monetize Like a Muse Masterclass is going to be the one for you. It's $175. The $497 option is for those who want 2 weeks of strategic individualized coaching on that specific product and service on how you're going to market that. Okay, so there are 2 options, $175 and $497. The second option is the Muse Activator. Now this is what y'all been beating my dough down for. I keep getting messages. Y'all beat my dough down. We're starting on 5/15, which is May 15th. The first 5 women that come into the program is going to be $997. The value of the program is actually $2,222. So for 6 weeks, this is what we're going to do in the deeper room known as the Muse Activator. Okay, so the Muse Activator, like I said, is the deeper room. Hey, lovey, this is where we regulate the root, not just the results. Okay, this is deeper than manifestation. I'm teaching you how to get in the process of sustaining what it is that you're asking for. Okay, so inside the Muse Activator, we will do the following. We will rebuild and rewire your nervous system to do the following: create safety around visibility, money, and emotional intimacy. Because if you want money to be attracted to you, you got to be willing to be seen. If you want money to be attracted to you, you got to be open. And it's the same thing if you want love. See, I try to tell y'all how I teach. What you do in one area is how you do most of the time in all areas. And what I teach you can apply to life, business, and relationships. Across the board, it works. Okay? The second thing that you're going to, how we're going to rebuild the nervous system to speak and sell from an anchored feminine posture, where you're not having to operate or hustle or work like a man, because that goes against your feminine design and it exhausts you. Okay? You're also in the space where we are rebuilding your nervous system to lead from softness and structure without leaking. Here are a couple of the modules that we're going to be going through. Week 1 is all about emotional regulation and nervous system safety. We're going straight in immediately. We regulate the nervous system week 1 immediately, because if we don't regulate the nervous system immediately, you will not be able to receive everything else I give you, and you're going to feel like you wasted your money. And baby, I get results. Point blank, period, the end. So regulation happens at the top, week 1. Week 2, we're going into boundaries and energetic discernment. This is me teaching you how to strengthen your discernment. If you are a woman and you are dating, if you are just living out here in general, you need to learn how to discern what is good for you and what is not good for you. Discernment means being able to distinguish between the two. And reason why a lot of women keep repeating the same mistakes, repeating the same relationships, is because you lack discernment. You are choosing the same spirit in a different body. You have not elevated your vibrational state, and you will continue to attract people on the frequency of fear that give you nightmares. Period. Yes, it would, Cheryl. I have supported a multitude of women. I have a client specifically who wrote me an email who lives in Nigeria. And she wrote me an email to let me know that I have supported her with her in decreasing her autistic and ADHD symptoms. She was able to not only decrease all those things, right? But she was able to go out, start a business. She's an attorney out there in Nigeria. Sweetheart, she ain't playing no game. She just sent me about 3 emails. She just sent about 3 emails about how my work has supported her. And she is absolutely grand. She's absolutely grand. Discernment is one of the most important skills. Absolutely. It's one of the most underrated skills too. People are sleeping on. So week 2, boundaries and energetic discernment is what we're focusing on. Week 3, we're focused on embodied identity and feminine posture. When I say feminine posture, I'm not speaking about, oh, you stand like this and da-da-da-da. I'm speaking about energetically your posture. I mean, does your energetic signature leave a stain? Does it imprint onto people? Like, that's the type of essence. When you walk into a room, are you felt? Do they feel you? Do they smell you? Then they see you. Then they touch your hand because you're so graceful. And then you speak. Is that the type of energy that you command when you walk into the room? And if not, you need to be in the Muse Activator, because the women that come to work with me and myself, that is the type of energy that we bring and we carry and we have. But that happens when you embody identity first, which is why, again, embodied identity and feminine posture is week 3. Now, week 4, magnetic messaging and emotional influence. I know you think I'm just talking about your content. I know you think I'm just talking about your long form messages that you put online. No, baby. I'm talking about you. You are a message. You are literally a channel. You literally walk around and you are a walking, living example of how the Most High is such an amazing, immaculate creator. You are a walking example. You are a channel of that. So when I speak about your messaging, I'm speaking about what your energy gives off. Is your energy magnetic? Is with the colors that you have on in alignment with the color psychology of how you operate? Do you understand those things? Do you feel every fiber of your essence when you are walking around, you are speaking? Do you feel like the lady that you are? Do you feel like that energy is radiating from you to where people pick that up? And if not, then you are not sending off magnetic messaging. Or maybe you are sending off magnetic messaging, but you just don't like the message that is being returned to you. So again, magnetic messaging and emotional influence is week 4. Week 5, We get into rhythm-based strategy and soft structure. See, this is how I teach you. This is when I teach you how to use your cycle to make money. This is how I teach you how to use that ovulation time to execute the most important goals of your life, because the way your brain is working during that time. This is the time that I teach you how to sell by being in sync with your menstrual cycle, because that is how you're able to make the most money. This is how I teach you the formula that has supported my clients for the last 4 years, and she's almost at $1 million in her business. So what I'm teaching when it comes down to rhythm-based strategy and soft structure is how you set up the stability and structure that you desire so that you can flow in your femininity. And you won't be looking for a man to take you out of your masculine responsibilities. You will only be seeking people who will come into your space and add value and cultivate what you've already created. Okay? So that is week 5. In week 6, we're going to focus on ascension and integration and graduation. Okay? Because we do have a graduation ceremony. I graduated my muses last Tuesday, my last set of muses last week. So the Muse Activator isn't just coaching. Okay? It's a feminine, energetic leadership. It's feminine, energetic leadership at a cellular level. It's the way people feel you. And so if you're in a space where you're stuck in your head, or you're unclear about what you're selling, or you feel like you're constantly having to perform to get paid, then start with Monetize Like a Muse. Okay? We'll clean up that, get you together, and all of that. But if you know it's deeper, if you know your income, your relationships, and your capacity are all shaky, it's all like this, then you're ready for the Muse Activator. And all you have to do is DM me the word activate, and I will send you the link so that you can read more on it, or I will send you the link so you can get started and with your payment, whichever you decide. But shoot me the word activate in my DM so I can send you and make sure you get the one for $9.97 and not the one for $2,222. Okay? The one for $9.97 has a specific and a special link, and yes, you can use Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay on all of my products and my services. Okay? So I really want you to think about these things. You know, you've done the healing. Now it's time for you to hold the results, not through force, not even through overperforming, but through anchored presence. Through anchored presence. And I think the only question that I have left, or you have to ask yourself, is, you know, do I need to shift the message that I'm sending out with my essence? Or do I need to shift my frequency from being on the vibrational state of fear and come into courage? If that is the case, then let me help you find the next room. Let me help you find the next room. Okay? So drop your questions in the comments for me. The rooms that I create are not about hustle. Like I said, they're about emotional command. And I work with high performing women who look powerful, but behind closed doors, you know, they kind of be spiraling. They kind of be second guessing. They kind of be shrinking. And I want to support them in standing on business for real. So drop your questions in the comments for me. Like I said, y'all are not blocked. You don't have no money blocks. You don't have no blocks in love. You don't have all these things. The blocks you have are based on the ceiling that you've created and the ceiling you see in your mind. So if you can't see past your own, you know, your current circumstance, you will never rise. And if you can't see past your circle, you will never expand. And that's just the truth. Okay? Thank you, Courtney. She said, Elle gives so much goodness in the free live, so you know where all of my class stopped here. Absolutely. Thank you so much. What questions do you guys have for me before I get ready to get off here? Congratulations to those who have purchased tickets, because I see a couple of you purchased tickets to Monetize Like a Muse. For those who have sent emails or send the word activate, I'm going to send a link so you can either read. I'm going to ask you if you want the link to read more, or if you want, so you can either read. I'm going to ask you if you want the link to read more, or if you want the link to, or if you want the link to directly sign up. We start on May the 15th. Once you make your payment, you're going to get your contract and all of your information. And then you're going to get your pre-work within 48 hours. And once you get your pre-work within 48 hours, we will be starting on the 15th. So I'm super, super excited about it. How do I handle feeling overwhelmed with all the things we need to do to get to where we need to go? Prioritize what's important first. Make a decision. Everything starts and ends at choices and decisions. Okay? So if I find myself being overwhelmed, automatically I'm doing too much. Too much going on. Time to take a break and look at everything to see what is priority to me, what is necessary for me, and put those steps in order. And once you begin to prioritize what is important first, everything else has no choice but to fall by the wayside, and you're able to execute your goals by what is important first, what's priority first. So the only way to cure that overwhelm is to prioritize what matters. And a lot of people are like, well, how do I choose? You're going to have to choose. And women really struggle to choose and to make decisions. That's because they don't, energetically, they fear finality and they fear the unknown, which is why, like I said, women who come to work with me, we kind of work through those things for sure. Because you have to be strong in what it is that you're saying that you want, what it is that you're saying that you desire. Because if not, you're going to be tried. You're going to be tried. Like, you're going to be tried when you don't stand on business when it comes down to yourself. Universally, it has to happen that way. If you don't keep it real with yourself, you're going to attract people who don't keep it real with you. No need to get mad. Look in the mirror. No need to get mad. Look in the mirror. Okay? I don't see any other questions. I'm going to let y'all go. I have a lot to do today. I have a meeting in a little bit, and I need to eat. And today's my mommy's birthday, so I need to go prep and stuff for that. Congratulations to those who have purchased tickets and those who have DM'd me the word activate. Thank you, love, for these gifts. And I know, like I said, a lot of information you get by coming to my lives, but the reality is, like I tell you, I don't need an amen section. I don't need an amen corner. I need you to get results. And the women that come to work with me get results. So again, you can manifest things from watching my lives. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, these likes, these comments. You can manifest things. I've had people manifest money, manifest a whole bunch of different things from watching my lives. But if you want to sustain it, you're going to have to come see me. You're going to have to come work with me directly. Yes. It's very easy to manifest. You'll see that as you continue to watch my content. It's not that hard to manifest. The problem is you don't know how to keep it. And you're going to have to come to see me to get the process on if you really want to keep it. So if you want to monetize like a Muse, you want to keep money coming in consistently, you might want to be in monetize like a Muse. If you want to be able to stand on business and operate from real command energetically and all these things, then you need to be in a Muse Activator. Yes, Omida, well, yes, I'm excited. So that's all I got, guys. This has been really good. Thank y'all so much for being here. Click the link in the bio to be able to get access to any of my products and my services. Make sure you go over to my YouTube channel. I am doing a few different things with my paid subscribers over there. So go over there and become a paid subscriber, or just become a regular subscriber. You still gonna get great content. But if you're a paid subscriber, I'm giving a little bit more juice over there. We having these cute soft power sessions weekly, you know, kind of digging into some stuff over there. So make sure that you go and you sign up. I've sent a couple of messages the last couple of days, just kind of getting everybody kind of warmed up, because I'm going to be doing a lot more with my subscribers and community and different things like that. And I also want to start doing some things with my subscribers and different things over here on TikTok as well. So, but yeah. Click the link in the bio. Get your seats. Once the monetize your music is gone, baby, they're gone, okay? They're gone. Oh, and also, I'm not having any more masterclasses for a while. So, if you want access to me at that level and you know you hit a money ceiling, you might want to go ahead and get in that class. And I can tell you now, yes, I probably will turn around and resell the class. And yes, it is going to be more. So, do with that as you will. Click the link in the bio. Get access, Afterpay, Klarna, and Affirm. DM me the word activate if you're interested in my 6-week program. And yes, self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship. And you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself. And you should treat yourself exceptionally well, because you deserve it. Unless you don't believe you deserve it. And child, I'm not going to argue with your perception of self, okay? But I would hope that you would believe that you deserve it and you would start acting accordingly. All right? All right, y'all. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day.